of right now, I'm only working on one project, which is very unlike me because usually I have multiple projects on the go. But right now, I only have this project on my needles. And isn't it so beautiful? This is a raglan tee that I'm working up with a single strand of mohair yarn. This is the yarn. It is so vibrant, and I'm really excited to have a top worked up in this color. I am very close to finishing this project, and since it's the only project that I'm currently working on, once I finish it, I won't have anything to work on. So today I'm gonna cast on a new project so that I have something to do once I finish this one. And the project that I'm gonna be casting on today is gonna be a raglan baby tee worked up with 100% pure silk from Knitting for Olive, which I just recently bought at the Knitting Loft in Toronto because they just had this really big sale and it was amazing. They had 20% off the entire store, which was very fun. And I didn't go that crazy. I only bought 3 balls of the Knitting for Olive yarn. Oops. And then I also bought this yarn. Doesn't that look so pretty? This is Spin Cycle yarn in the color Fluorite, and then I have some mohair here. Oh my god. Anyway, I just wanted to quickly show you what else I bought because there wasn't a whole lot. Yeah, so I bought 3 balls of the Knitting for Olive pure silk, and my plan for this baby tee is to do some color blocking stripes. So I'm gonna do stripes with these 3 colors, but instead of it being like typical thinner horizontal stripes, I'm gonna do some like color blocking where maybe like the first third of this top is gonna be like pink, and then the middle section is going to be dark pink, and then the bottom section is going to be the blood orange color. That's my plan. And now we're going to go cast it on. I just finished casting on, and it took me, I want to say, an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours to do this because I kept messing up and I kept changing my mind on how big I wanted to make my neckline. But in the end, I ended up casting on 136 stitches. I forgot to mention, I'm gonna do some short rows at the back of my neckline to create some neck shaping at the back so that the front of my neckline sits a little bit lower than the back. This is what the neckline shaping looks like. I did a total of 12 short rows. And if we take a closer look, you can see this is the back of the top and this is the front. So there are significantly more rounds in the back here versus the front. And I'm doing something kind of new with the sleeves. So what I'm doing is I'm doing 3x1 ribbing for the sleeves and no ribbing for the front and back panels. And yeah, I have actually done this before, and I did it for this top, which I never finished. So I do have an idea of what the 3x1 ribbing looks like for just the sleeves, and I do like how it looks. I just don't know how it looks on a finished, worn garment because I obviously never finished this. I don't think I ever will finish this because I didn't do any measurements beforehand for this top. I just winged it. And I recently took some measurements of this top to see if it would work, and I don't think it will work. I don't think it will work, so I might have to take this apart. I'm not sure. I will deal with this eventually. If I do end up finishing it eventually, I probably will do that closer to like Christmas time because this top is giving it Christmas vibes. Based on this top, I know that the 3x1 ribbing will probably look pretty good. Yeah, I just wanted to try something a little bit different for this top. I hope I like it. I did second guess it a lot as I was working it up. I was like, ooh, should I be doing this? Should I not be doing any ribbing? And yeah, that made the beginning process of this top a little bit stressful. That, and I kept second guessing the size of the neckline. I ended up making the neckline circumference 18 inches. Yeah, which is a little big because I do want it to be like a crew neck fit. But I made it a little bit bigger because when picking up stitches to make a collar at the very end, I like to pick up 3 stitches for every 4 stitches for the sleeves and the front part of the neckline. And by doing that, I end up reducing my stitch count, which will probably end up making my final neckline circumference measurement 17 inches or maybe even 16 inches. So it will get smaller, but even with knowing that, I kept second guessing, thinking like, oh my God, maybe I should be making it 17 inches in the first place. Yeah. Anyways, I think I've passed that. I'm no longer stressing about the neckline anymore. I am still stressing about the sleeve ribbing a little bit, but I just have to accept it and just be okay with however it looks in the end. This is an experiment. I'm trying different things to see what I like, because eventually I would love to write a pattern for a baby tee. But before I do that, I want to really perfect the baby tee. Anyway, I'm just gonna spend the rest of the day probably working on this top. I should be working on this top since it's very close to being finished. But since this is my newer cast on, I'm more excited to work on this one right now. Okay, I'm gonna go outside and knit. I'm probably gonna go on a walk later. I might bring you guys with me. It's a beautiful day. Everything looks really beautiful right now because all the flowers are blooming because it's springtime. Okay, let's go. This is my walking outfit. I'm going for a walk and I'm bringing my knitting with me because I wanna try knitting while I'm walking. I do feel a little shy though because I'm gonna go for a walk outside, not on a treadmill. So everyone will be able to see me knitting while I'm walking, and I feel shy and weird. So I'm gonna go to a park and I'm probably just gonna knit while walking in the park where no one can see me. Oh, wow. That was a good walk. That was a good walk. I feel very warm now. It's pretty cold outside, but I was speed walking. Yeah, so now I'm warm. I did not do a whole lot of knitting while I was walking. I tried to do it, and I didn't feel weird or awkward. It just wasn't very practical. Especially because it's so pretty outside right now. There are so many flowers that are in bloom. So I just wanted to like look at everything instead of just like looking down and knitting while I was walking. So I did sit down for a little bit on a park bench and I did a little bit of knitting, but not a whole lot. So unfortunately, I'm gonna be taking this completely apart and starting over because I have decided that the neckline is too big. I definitely want it to be smaller. Also, I'm wearing my newest finished project, which is this baby tee right here, and I'm just gonna stand up to show you what it's looking like. I'm going to one of my knit groups right now. I should be leaving right now, actually, and I'm wearing this top to knit group, and this is my first time wearing this top since finishing it, and I love it. It's a little baggier than I thought, and I realized that I knit 4 extra stitches around my bust than I planned for. That was a mistake, but it's okay. It still fits beautifully, and look how pretty the top of this top is. It's gorgeous. This is lace weight mohair, single stranded. Hopefully the lighting looks okay. I chose a corner of our backyard that is covered in shade because when I try filming in the sun, everything just gets really bright and I don't really know how to fix the settings on my camera. So hopefully this looks good. It is very sunny outside today, which is why I'm outside right now. It's a little chilly in the shade though, just in the shade. In the sun, it is so warm. And I have plans later today, so I only have like an hour to knit outside before I have to go and do things. Anyway, I wanna show you where I'm at with this project. So I'm basically back to where I was before taking everything apart and starting over. And as you can see, I ended up not doing the 3x1 ribbing for the sleeves this time around. So this is the sleeve and it's just regular stock net, just like the front and back sections. And yeah, the reason I decided not to do the ribbing this time around is because I was just stressing about it way too much, which was making this project not really as enjoyable as it should be. Like, I wanted to enjoy making this project, but every time I was working on it, I just kept thinking, is this the right decision? And I just was really obsessing about it. And I didn't like that feeling and I didn't want to have to deal with that again. So I just decided to not include the ribbing at all this time around. I think the reason I was stressing so much about the ribbing is because it wasn't looking exactly how I expected it to look and wanted it to look. I wanted the 3x1 ribbing to look like how it looked on the other top that I did, the one that I showed you earlier in this video. I do have an idea of what the 3x1 ribbing looks like for just the sleeves, and I do like how it looks. I liked how the 3x1 ribbing looked like when the fabric was very dense. And the fabric of this top is not very dense, which is not something that I expected. It's definitely more open, and I thought it would be more dense because I'm using the recommended needle size for this yarn, which is 3mm needles. And usually when you do that, you get like a more dense fabric. And then if you want it to be open, you go up a needle size. Basically, I wasn't expecting this to be so open. And I didn't like how the 3x1 ribbing looked like with an open fabric. That's kind of what made me so stressed out, because I was like, this isn't looking how I wanted it to look, but I do want to do some ribbing for the sleeves because I think that's cool. But then I was like, ugh, is it gonna look good? So yeah, I decided to avoid all of that this time around because I just want this project to be fun. I don't want to be stressing about it so much, and I just don't think I'm capable of not stressing about it, because I overthink too much and I obsess a lot. So anyway, I just want to show you guys where I'm at with this project. Okay. The lighting seems to be okay. Do you see how sunny it is? I'm officially a third of the way through this project, which means I have to change colors now, which is very exciting because this project is starting to feel a little boring. Just a little bit. Mostly because it's a solid color. I do really love this light pink color though. It just gets a little boring because it's all stock net. Boring is okay though. It doesn't have to be the most exciting thing in the world, but I'm used to working with a variegated yarn, which definitely keeps things pretty exciting because it's always a new color. But this is a solid color, so I'm definitely not getting that same excitement. But now that I'm changing colors though, I feel like it's gonna get pretty exciting. Yeah, until I get used to this color and then it'll get boring again, but that's okay. I'm very excited to start using this color though because it's so pretty and vibrant. It's also the same color as the flower tree in our backyard, which is kind of fun. Actually, the flower tree is at a stage right now where it's both this color and kind of this color, because as the flowers die off, they turn lighter. So the tree is kind of matching these colors right now, which is kind of fun. Let me show you. I don't want to get too close though, because there are a lot of bees around this tree, but I'm going to show you anyway, because it's going to die soon. Oh, it's a little bee. It's a little bee. You see that? Wait, let me grab the yarn and show you. Woo! I'm very cold. It's kind of cold in our house right now. Ooh, ah! I need your help deciding what to do with this top. So when I first showed it to you in the beginning of this video, I mentioned it was very close to being done, and that was a week ago now, maybe even a little bit more than a week ago. And I definitely could have finished this top within a week, but I have not yet finished it because I'm feeling very stuck on what to do with it. I did make some progress though. I finished the body of it and I cast off the bottom, but I haven't done anything since then, and I did this several days ago now, and all I have left to do are the sleeves and the collar. And these things would not take a lot of time to do at all. So I definitely could finish this top pretty quickly if I wanted to, but I haven't because I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I went into this project wanting this top to be cropped, which is what I did. This top is currently cropped, but I think it looks a little weird. Now that I've finished the body of it, I've been able to try it on, and yeah, I did not really love how it looked when I tried it on. And I don't know if that's because the top is cropped or if it's because the top is still incomplete, because obviously I still have to do the sleeves, the collar, and this top hasn't been blocked yet. So I don't know if blocking it would make it look better, but I'm gonna try this on to show you what it looks like and what I mean. And I would love to hear your thoughts about what you think I should do, whether I should leave it cropped or if I should take apart the bottom of it and then add more rounds in order to make it longer. So yeah, I'm gonna try this on so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is what it looks like, and I think it actually looks better this time than it did the last time I tried it on. And I think it's based on what I'm wearing underneath. So this time I'm just wearing like a cropped top underneath that is actually the same color as the mohair top. And last time I tried this on, I tried it on over top a black tank top, and I think that made it hard to see the vision of this top. It took away from the top itself, I think. So yeah, I'll show you what that looks like. So as of right now, the length of this top is pretty cropped. And let me just put this down. I'm gonna show you what it would look like if it was longer. So if I stretch this out, I mean, this could happen with blocking, to be honest. It could become a little bit longer if I really stretch it out during the blocking process. But let's just pretend that this top is this long. Do you think that this looks better than if this top were cropped? Ooh, I actually don't think I like that more. I think I do like it better cropped because it will get even longer than it is now during the blocking process, which might actually be perfect. Also, another thing that I did a little bit differently with this top is I made the bottom of it flare out less. So it goes more like straight down. So I did some waist shaping to have it like cinch in at the waist up until here. And usually I have the bottom of the top flare back out quite a lot, but I didn't do that this time around. I just added an extra inch at the bottom of like flaring out. So it goes in 4 inches and then it goes out 1 inch. And I'm debating if that was the right decision. Maybe I would like it better if it flared out a little bit more like this. Do you think I should do that? Ooh, I don't know. There's so many options. It's hard to know which one's the right decision. I don't think there is a right decision. I think it's just based on personal preference. Anyway. Oh no! Oh my gosh. Something not good just happened. The string that all of my sleeve stitches for this sleeve were placed on somehow came out. I think I might have like stepped on it or something and pulled it out. So if I stretch this out, all of my sleeve stitches on this sleeve are currently just hanging out with nothing securing them in place. And that is scary. Ooh, I'm gonna have to be careful taking this off. Oh, okay. Anyways, before I take this off and before I go, because I am gonna end this video in a few minutes, but before I go, I want to show you the progress that I made on this top because I made a lot of progress. So I think the last time I showed you this top, I was just starting to use the hot pink yarn, and since then I have knit several rounds of hot pink, and this is what it's looking like. I'm really loving the contrast between the light pink and the dark pink. The light pink next to the dark pink almost looks white. I mean, it is a very light pink, so yes. I'm also getting very close to where I would need to section off the sleeves, but I won't be doing that in this video. I'm going to be doing that in the next video. So if you want to see me continue working on this top, then stay tuned for the next video. And let's just take a look at what these colors are going to look together. So this is what it's going to be looking like once I add the blood orange color into the mix. I think it's going to look really nice, but I'm hoping that it doesn't look too off balance, because even though I'm using 3 colors for this top, it might look like I'm kind of using 2 colors because the dark pink and the blood orange are very similar in color, which could make this top look a little off balance because it's going to look like there's just a small section of light pink and then a big section of this color, which the hot pink and the blood orange might just be more dominating. But it's fine. I think it'll look good, but that is just something that I've noticed. These colors are very similar. Also, these colors are basically the same. I have been talking for a while now, so I'm gonna go, but hopefully I will see you in one of my next videos. Bye!